This is Paul. Risk assessment. A process for ascertaining the likelihood that a person, usually a parent, will harm a child. Before a child can be removed from his or her family by a governmental entity, a risk assessment should be performed to determine the likelihood of the child's being harmed in the future. The activity of identifying, estimating, and evaluating the probability of harm associated with an activity and determining an acceptable level of risk. Yeah, I didn't have any of those. Yes. I didn't have any risk assessments when going through a dissolution of marriage. Yeah. Because you never gave me notice of the court hearings, right? I didn't have a risk assessment when issuing a dissolution of marriage. Yes. Because you didn't give me a dissolution of marriage. In fact, I didn't have any risk assessments anywhere in the state of Washington. Yes. Because you never gave me notice of court hearings and you didn't have jurisdiction to issue the protection orders. Now, these fraudulent mental health evaluations that you would consider as being risk assessments, yes, when you refuse to exonerate the accused because you have the evidence proving they didn't commit a crime, yes, I would say the use of mental health evaluations as a risk assessment, yes, is the fraudulent use of well, why don't you get me those mental health evaluations? Yes. See, you were so absolutely sure that I was in Jefferson County. Yes, you didn't want to admit the evidence that I made on June 16th of 2017. In fact, it said that I was going to be restored in a cell hearing. Yes, where you were going to involuntarily administer antipsychotic medication. Yes, because of the risk assessment of the mental health evaluation said that I could be restored. Yes. Now, I think, yes, that before a child can be removed from his parent, yes, his family, pooch, by any governmental agency right now, judge, you know, I responded to the summons of the petition for dissolution of marriage after I got out of jail. I was found not guilty of violating the protection order. Yeah. The expungement of the arrest and court record from Guam, yes, did mean that I was completely free of any accusation of child abuse. Now, you took my 5 sons. Because of what, Judge? My wife saying I was crazy. Because of an arrest that took place on July 2nd of 2011 at 7 a.m. Because my wife said she didn't have an attorney. Yes, when it was the prosecuting attorney's office on Guam that was representing her. Yes, when I was on probation on Guam right now. Well, you took my sons. Yes. You gave them to my wife. Without any proof of service. Right. Without attempting to legitimately serve me. When you did know I was at 1023 Kitchen Dick Road. Yeah. You know, this woman, Marilyn Van Proyen, I really think she's been abused for 25 years. Yes. And the 5 biological children and the 1 adopted daughter that was exploited. Yes. You know, there's a risk pool risk. Yes. That Mike Van Proyen's been lying about his family. You know, it would increase the actual cost of insuring all risk pools, yes, in each and every state. Now, if I was to prove in a court of law that you manufactured any look-alike student, see, the intention of all these risk pools is the actual child of the parent, is their biological child, yes. And if I find out that Mike manufactured anything that looks like the actual children of Maryland, I will sue for the full insurability of every risk pool in every state of the United States. Now, for you idiots that happen to be employed, I gotta talk.